Ito ang Kapihan sa Bagong Pilipinas.
Isang magandang araw Pilipinas, magandang araw Soxargen, araw na naman po ng Martes, November 19, 2024. Sa ngalan ni Presidential Communications Office Secretary Cesar Chavez, Philippine Information Agency Director General Catherine Chloe De Castro at PIA-12 Regional Director Frian Abquilan, ako si Oliver Rivera at ito ang Kapihan sa Bagong Pilipinas. This communication initiative aims to enhance public understanding and engagement on the programs of implementing agencies at the grassroots level. The activity further aims to amplify the policies and initiatives of each featured department consistent with the administration's Bagong Pilipinas governance and leadership agenda. And for our 25th episode, bawat rehiyon sa bansa ay sabay-sabay na pag-uusapan ang mga inisyatibo ng Department of Information and Communications Technology o DICT. Ating makakasama ang DICT Region 12 and Mainland BARM upang ilahad ang kanilang mga nagawa, ginagawa at gagawin pa sa ilalim ng Marcos administration. Tayo naka-live stream sa official Facebook pages ng PIA at ng DICT. Mapapanood din po tayo via delayed telecast sa Marbel Cable Systems Incorporated dito sa lungsod ng Coronadal. At wag na nating patagalin pa. To kick things off, let us all welcome our guest for this episode, Regional DICT Regional Director, Engineer Ibrahim B. Giapar Jr. Sir, ang inyong pagbati po sa ating mga manonood.
Hello, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Good morning to everyone. Sa mga nanonood po, from Soxargen area, may pasasalamat sa PIA for this opportunity to showcase the DICT Regional Office 12 plans and programs as the services that we give to the public. And also I would like to acknowledge the presence of all the media within the premises, to our colleagues, the provincial officers, and our Technical Operation Division Chief, the PIA personnel. And also, I would like to take this opportunity, sir. Papasalamat ako sa mga local government units, the host province, to Honorable Governor Reynaldo Estamayo, and the host city, Attorney Eliodo Ojena, and all the local government unit, provincial government unit, for extending the support and assistance to our provincial offices and sa mga staffs. Indeed, malaki pong tulong, and through collaboration po, we will achieve the goals and objectives ng DICT.
Sir, speaking of goals, objectives of DICT, I believe meron pong inihandang video presentation highlighting your accomplishments for the past years. So, sa ating mga kababayan, panoorin po natin ito.
The Department of Information and Communications Technology shall be the primary policy, planning, coordinating, implementing, and administrative entity of the executive branch of the government that will plan, develop, and promote the national ICT development agenda. The Department of Information and Communications Technology Region 12 is led by Regional Director Engineer Ibrahim B. Giapar Jr. Free Wi-Fi for all aims to provide free access to internet service in all public places throughout the country so as to promote knowledge building among citizens and enable them to participate and compete in the evolving information and communication age. Lanao del Sur. Accomplished a total of 251 AP sites and 123 Wi-Fi locations maintained and established. Maguing Danao. Accomplished a total of 117 live Wi-Fi and 181 live AP sites locations maintained and established. North Cotabato. Accomplished a total of 28 live Wi-Fi locations and 57 live AP site locations maintained and established. Sultan Kudarat. Accomplished a total of 79 live Wi-Fi locations and 160 live AP site locations maintained and established. South Cotabato. Accomplished a total of 29 live Wi-Fi locations and 53 live AP site locations maintained and established. Sarangani Jensen. Accomplished a total of 26 live Wi-Fi locations and 54 live AP site locations maintained and established. From 2022 up to the present, the free Wi-Fi program established a total of 756 access point sites and 403 identified Wi-Fi locations in Region 12, Lanao del Sur, and Maguindanao provinces. eGov-PH, ELGU, accomplished a total of 813 tickets resolved. Accomplished a total of 34 LGUs in Region 12 and 9 LGUs in BOM, operational for eGov. Accomplished a total of 12 LGUs in Region 12 and BERM with 158 staff, oriented with eLGU. Accomplished a total of 26 conducts of eGov app orientation in Region 12 and BERM with 470 participants. Accomplished a total of 9 LGUs in Region 12 and BARM, present in eGov app promotion in public area. Accomplished a total of 10 LGUs with barangay clearance, 12 LGUs with working permit, and 13 LGUs with payment in Region 12 and BARM, integrated and operational. ICT Literacy and Competency Development Bureau, Tech for Ed DTC, annual target, 48 digital literacy training. Accomplished a total of 157 conducts of digital literacy training with 5,890 participants and a 327.08% increase. Also, accomplished regional initiatives with a total of 479 clients served on other provisions. Training Management Division, annual target, 6 ICT specialized training. Accomplished with a total of 7 training conducted and a 116.67% increase. Project CLIck, annual target, 2 cyber hygiene and digital citizenship training. Accomplished with a total of 1 training conducted and a 50% progress. Distribution of 145 gadgets. Accomplished with a total of 20 electronic gadgets donated and a 10% progress. Competency, Certification, and Courseware Development Division. Annual target, 9 ICT Proficiency Diagnostic Exam Level 1. Accomplished, a total of 11 exams conducted, 178 participants and only 18 passers and a 122.2% increase. Annual target, 2 ICT Proficiency Diagnostic Exam Level 2. Accomplished, a total of 2 exams conducted, 25 participants and only 7 passers and a 100% completion. Annual target, 2 ICT User Certification Exam. Accomplished, a total of 2 exams conducted, 24 participants and 6 passers and a 100% completion. Annual target, 1 Digital Challenge. Accomplished, a total of 1 conduct with 12 participants and a 100% completion. ICT Industry Development Bureau, Digital Startup Development and Acceleration Program. Annual target, 2 conducts with 200 participants. Accomplished, 3 Startup 100 with 1,458 participants. 7 Startup 101 with 263 participants. 4 Startup 102 with 285 participants, and 1 Startup 103 regional pitching. Empowering digital workforce in gig industry. Accomplished, 1 IT BPM Career Roadshow with 733 total participants. Leveraging the IT BPM industry and fostering local talents. Accomplished, 1 IT BPM Forum conducted with 65 total participants. Empowering, promoting, and invigorating the digital creative industry. Annual target, 1 Animation Roadshow with 150 participants. Accomplished, 1 Animation Roadshow with 410 total participants and a 100% completion. Digital Innovation for Women Advancement, Annual Target, 1 Conduct with 50 participants. Accomplished, 4 DIWA activities with 211 total participants. Gang Connect, Annual Target, 1 Conduct with 50 participants. Accomplished, 2 Gen Connect PH conducted with 103 total participants and a 200% increase. Digital Cities Program, Annual Target, 2 ICT Councils. Accomplished, 4 active ICT Councils. GovNet MVP, IMB CII-MD, Annual Target, 218 regional GovNet locations maintained/operated. Accomplished, 226 regional GovNet locations maintained/operated with a 103.66% increase. Additional agencies connected/activated to GovNet, Annual Target, 10 additional agencies connected/activated to GovNet. Accomplished, 8 added agencies connected/activated to GovNet with a 80% completion. Operation and maintenance activities to beneficiary agencies, Annual Target, 60 operations and maintenance. Accomplished, 236 operation and maintenance activities to beneficiary agencies with a 393.33% increase. Cybersecurity Bureau, Critical Infrastructure Evaluation and Cybersecurity Standards Monitoring Division, Annual Target, 12 conducts and 780 participants. Accomplished, with a total of 113 conducts and 9,528 participants with a 941.67% increase. PNPKI Orientation, Annual Target, 12 conducts and 780 participants. Accomplished, with a total of 43 conducts and 2,297 participants with a 358.33% increase. PNPKI Application, Annual Target, 1,200 applicants for 2024. Accomplished, with a total of 16,155 applications with a 1,346.25% increase. Government Emergency Communications System. Trainings, activities, conducted and attended.
There you have it. Ating pong palakpakan ng DICT sa kanilang mga accomplishments. Sir, puntahan po natin isa-isa yung mga accomplishments na yun. But before we start, sir, can you tell us about the DICT and how it's working to connect and empower Filipinos po in general?
Hello, good morning again. The Department of Information Communication Technology is taking the lead in creating a more connected, secure, and inclusive digital future in line with the President Ferdinand R. Marcos' push for digitalization of the country. As per his pronouncement naman, digitalization is the call of today, and not of the future, but of the present. Since the creation of the inception of the ICT, we've made some significant strides in driving digital transformations across the country and also in our regional office. We are laying the groundwork for our vision, ang Bayang Digital, ang Bagong Pilipinas.
Opo. Sir, DICT is one of the, yung mga pinakabata na departments natin. Kailan na-establish, sir, DICT?
It was 2016.
2016.
Baga, nasa
Magti-10, 8 years pa lang.
8 years, yes po.
Oo, 8 years. Magti-10 years pa lang si DICT.
Marami pa tayong dapat
Nakaplano.
gawin.
Opo. Sir,
And paplanuhin.
opo, part po ng presentation kanina is about e-governance. Ano po itong e-governance? Parati natin itong naririnig, sir.
Yeah. Pertaining sa e-governance. The main goal is that for every time we see shorter requests naman, faster transactions, simplified processes, that is because of digitalization. Mga indicator yun kung paano ang ginagawa ni DICT sa mga kabuhayan natin sa mga kababayan. This is made with more evident through the 25 new digital platforms that are making government services more efficient and accessible. We've also rolled out po yung digital IDs to 83 million Filipinos. And with E-Verify, pupunta ka na isang opisina, hindi mo na kailangan mag-submit pa ng other application. Pwedeng facial recognition na, meron na. Yan po yung sa E-Verify. We are also providing secure identity verification for 18 million Filipinos, making it easier and safer to access essential services.
Streamlined na, sir.
Streamlining yung mga processes baga. On top of that, we have been engaging with the local government units, implementing the IBPLS, the ELGU, and overall, nationwide, we have overall 828 local government units na po yung natutulungan natin for them to grow with less red tape and quicker processing ng mga applications sa business permit. And we thank that to our focal person sa regional office natin. For the regional office naman, I think most of the local government units has been covered by the focal team. Ina-adapt na yung platform natin, yung system, and meron mga in-house naman yung mga local government unit.
Required dito, sir, di ba?
Yeah, required yun as part na rin ng DILG para sa SGLG nila.
Yeah.
Yung
Dapat
ICT readiness nila.
Na. So,
yeah.
EBPLS na dapat yung ginagamit
yes,
nila.
Yes, EBPLS. I think lahat naman ata is ng local government ng Region 12 is ginagamit nito, covered na. And ongoing yung technical assistance and data build-up ng mga focal natin. And one thing maganda dyan is hindi na kailangan pang pumila ng mga business owners para magkuha ng business permit. One time, pag nasubmit mo lahat yung papeles mo, pag mag-renew ka, online na lang. At the comfort of your home, at the tip of your fingertips. Yun lang, quit daw lang sa mga naman, sa mga techie. Pertaining naman sa mga techie, sir, meron naman tayong capacity development pertaining dyan.
Opo, DICT is there to assist them naman po.
Opo, kung need ng mga tao ng technical assistance o capacity development training sa mga communities nila, sa mga tao, pwede po tayo mag-provide. Under naman po yung sa isang service natin program o project, which is the training arm of the DICT.
Opo. Sir, next po is connectivity. Ano po ang role ng DICT dito sa connectivity programs po ng government?
Yeah. Pertaining sa connectivity, DICT is spearheading po yung implementation and deployment ng connectivity natin. We have various technologies to adapt naman, to use to address this issue. Meron tayong wireless, meron tayong wired. For now, lahat po yan is ini-implement ng DICT. Meron tayong pre-public Wi-Fi, meron tayong GovNet. Yung GovNet is naka-focus lang kasi sa within a city or identified municipalities wherein ini-interconnect natin yung mga line agencies, schools, the academy, for them to have a faster and secured bandwidth. And sa pre-public Wi-Fi, ang pagkaiba lang kasi is ina-adapt natin yung wireless technology, which is yung familiar ngayon, yung ina-implement namin is yung sa Starlink.
Starlink na yung gamit natin, sir.
Starlink. Anyway, yung Starlink is another brand lang naman yun siya.
Yeah.
To make us a sample lang. It is easy to deploy, mabilis siya, and we can deploy that sa mga remote areas. Lalo na sa mga GDAS areas, yung tinatawag natin na unserved and underserved. And As for Region 12, I think we have already a 703 access point, and we'll be having another ongoing yung procurement natin to add another number of access points and location to that. Giving priority sa mga schools naman.
Sir,
And barangay.
opo. Paano sir, mag-a-apply ba sila sa DICT or kayo'y lumalapit diretso doon sa mga schools or sa LGUs po natin?
Bali, ang ginagawa natin, may directive ako sa mga provincial officers na coordinate with the local government units,
Yes.
with the schools, siguro with the representatives. At least yung deployment natin ng connectivity is represented yung mga per provinces, per district.
Yes po.
Although hindi natin makasasakop lahat due to challenges sa budget naman kasi nationwide yung implementation natin eh. So, pinaprioritize natin yung mga request ng mga LGU, ng mga schools. And lalo na yung sa mga power plant areas, which is
GDAS talaga.
GDAS, baga yan yung kailangan nila eh.
Yeah.
And with connectivity, hindi kami tumitigil. Baga, ang sabi nga ng Able and Dynamic Secretary natin, Attorney John Abayan Uy, is connectivity is just the start of our work.
Yes.
Baga, susunod na dyan yung mga capacity development training.
Yeah.
Kailangan mo i-inform o i-educate yung tao on internet literacy, capacity development training, and papasok na dyan yung cybersecurity awareness para iwas hacking, ganun po.
Opo. Sir, na-mention nyo na, punta na po tayo doon. ICT industry and upskilling. Malaki ang role ng DICT dito po sa programa pong ito.
Na-mention ko nga, bali, number one priority is connectivity.
Connectivity.
Opo.
After that,
doon tayo sa ICT industry and upscaling. Training ng mga individuals, ng mga sa community. Those who are recipient of the public Wi-Fi and the GovNet. Alongside this development naman sa implementation ng project natin, ang Pilipinas remains to be a global leader in lalo na sa IT BPM industry. We have an upward trajectory in the past years. Nakapag-generate tayo ng 1.84 million na direct jobs and creating a revenue of I think at least nasa 40 billion US dollars. To ensure the benefits of ICT industry reaching the countryside, we have supported 6 centers of excellence, 8 next wave cities, and established at least 31 digital cities. Moreover, the country's startup ecosystem is thriving. Itong taon, the ICT has awarded at least 9.2 million in startup grants, with another 13 million to be granted by the year end, hopefully. And the ICT understand naman yung importance of creating a digital workforce.
digital workforce.
Yes, opo.
Sige, sir.
Baga capacitating and future-proofing yung mga workforce natin. To match yung fast-paced digital landscape and hopefully we can successfully conduct. And for this year, we have conducted at least 1,027 ICT trainings and activities and benefiting at least 113,000 citizens, including kasama po dyan yung government employees, students, and mga youths po natin. And any sectors ng community
na nangangailangan.
Baga, ina-adapt natin yung kung ano yung kailangan nila na training.
Yeah.
To make an example po, may mga line agencies na may mga presentation silang ginagawa per municipality. Take for example, DAR. Kailangan na presentation using yung PPP kasi PowerPoint presentation medyo may katagalan na. So yung ngayon ginagamit yung mga Canva with graphic design, di ba? So yun po yung ginagawa natin. Baga ginagawa nating tailor fit kung ano yung need ng agency para ma-comply natin. And we have person naman and technical persons na pwede nating maibigay sa kanila. At the same time, kung wala naman, pwede tayong mag-source out ng mga tao para doon.
Naka-avail kami niyan, sir, together with our media partners dito sa Coronadal City. Naka-training po ng Canva, courtesy of the ICT South Cotabato.
Buti naman po. And lahat naman po kasi pwede natin pagbigyan.
Yeah, opo. Sir, next po natin, sir, is cybersecurity. Mainit na usapin ito. Ano po ang mga programa po ng DICT when it comes to cybersecurity po?
Hello, good morning. Cybersecurity. With more Filipinos kasi na gumagamit ng online, ng internet, the DICT sees the need to safeguard our cyberspace even more. Cyber attacks and hackings have become headlines, and this calls for a cohesive and fast response to identify potential gateways for bad actors to exploit. That is why the ICT have adopted our cybersecurity blueprint through the National Cybersecurity Plan 2023 and 2028, which was officially adopted through the issuance of Executive Order Number 58, Series of 2024 by President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. Previously, we have detected, the ICT have detected cyber threats from nasa 20,000 threats nationwide.
20,000, sir?
20,000. But with the Project Sonar or the surveillance, orchestration, network, and analysis and response, we were na-detect pa yung threats na yun.
Okay.
Through all these informative changes, the country is creating a story, katatagan, inclusivity, and opportunity. We are shaping digital empowerment to uplift the lives of every Filipino and the entire nation to thrive in a global stage.
In terms naman, sir, global rankings po, kamusta naman po ang ranking ng Philippines po?
Yeah. In the adaptation po itong natin, yung
global
adaptation,
stage.
Global stage, yung cybersecurity plan of 2023 and 2028, we move up to 53rd in the global United Nations Global Cybersecurity Index.
Okay.
From tier 2 to tier 3 to tier 2.
So umakyat tayo.
From 89 to 73rd in the e-government development index. This advancement clearly show naman na we're making significant strides in driving digital transformation across the country.
Opo, sir, medyo klaro na kung ano yung mga programa ng DICT. Can you share more doon naman po sa mga programs ng DICT on the ground po?
Yeah. Sa ground, we have the ICT Literacy Development Bureau in which under dyan yung cybersecurity. We conduct yung cybersecurity awareness, we conduct cyber range, hack for gov, on the ground na training. The more we are planning to intensify our orientation awareness on cybersecurity. Kasi as of now, medyo marami-rami po yung nagiging biktima ng cyber hacking, phishing, cybercrimes, yun po. We will be making a tangible difference in the daily lives of lives of Filipino. We will connect more remote communities, empowering local mga businesses natin, and opening doors to digital opportunities.
Sir, before I give the floor to our media partners dito, ways forward naman po. What else should we look forward from your department?
Yeah. The ICT is working hard and working more. Malayo na narating, pero malayo pa yung dapat nating abutin.
Malayo na, pero malayo pa.
Malayo pa, opo. We have lot in store for our fellow Filipinos. Expect that we will continue to intensify, accelerate our digitalization efforts, expanding our reach to the unserved and underserved areas. We will strengthen the programs, the projects, and intensifying the campaign against cybercrime, among others. Itong taon, we have obtained a bank grant from
World Bank
for the Philippine Digital Infrastructure Program. PDIP, opo. That is worth 16 billion. With the grant, we are positive and optimistic na may strengthen yung internet connectivity natin in Visayas and Mindanao.
Paano po yung ano nito, sir? Iko-connect tayo sa Luzon? Parang, kumbaga, Luzon Grid?
Yeah, Luzon Grid. Then, meron ng Mindanao. And for Regional Office 12, I think, sasama tayo, papasok tayo doon by 2026 or 2027. Yeah. They are laying the grounds pa going sa ating area. And with that, magkakaroon tayo ng more stable and faster internet connectivity bandwidth.
Aasahan po natin yan, sir. Doon naman sa ano, sir, disaster preparedness, ano yung role ng DICT po?
The ICT is the emergency telecommunication cluster on telecommunication cluster naman. The ICT provides ICT equipment. May mga available tayo na equipment, handheld radio, visa, sat phone, yung isa na yun, yung mga nakatambay sa office o mga ginagamit natin na pinoprovide sa mga line agencies na nag-request connectivity, yung Starlink.
Starlink.
Yung mga connectivity
In
natin.
case down yung
VSAT
signal
technology.
during disasters, so
Disaster.
meron pa rin
Meron tayong
tayo.
mabibigay na connectivity sa area. Bali, kagaya ngayon, meron tayong panayang pasok
Bagyo.
ng Baguio sa atin,
Yes.
lalo ng Luzon area. At least yung isa sa mga intervention ng DICT in alignment with the Office of the Civil Defense, yan po yung pumapasok si DICT doon sa telecommunications, sa communication naman,
Yes.
providing satellite connectivity and communication sa area.
Sige po. At this point, let us open the floor sa ating mga media friends. Reminder lang po, magpakilala po muna tayo and what media entity we are representing before we shoot our question. Sige po, first question.
Good morning, RD. RJ Magapian from 90.5 Goodvibes Radio, Coronadal.
Good morning, sir.
My question is, what is your department stand on the issues associated with the GCash data reconciliation?
GCash, yung last week to sir, na-issue ng GCash.
Oh, sa GCash.
Yes, po.
Yeah. The DICT or the agency was informed by GCash na may concern sa kanila. And they were investigated and reported na involving yung system reconciliation nila sa process, which aligned their bank records with online payment platform. Following this investigation, inattribute naman ng GCash yung isa sa kanila sa phishing attack. Pagaya na nga, need natin maging more cyber conscious. With our current tool naman in authority, we do not have yet the regulatory powers to audit GCash and other financial technology firms kasi under sa BSP.
Oh, so hindi siya under sa DICT, sir?
Hindi po, bali
Okay.
yung concern nila is within BSP and GCash.
Okay.
Such, we advise the public to avoid clicking on links and suspicious messages to prevent yung phishing, scamming, identity theft, and be extra vigilant in the ever-evolving threats posed by these cyber criminals. Mga sophisticated na po yan eh.
Yeah.
And report po sa attacks to our department. Then the insert, the National Computer Emergency Response Team will be handling that po.
Sige po. Thank you very much. Think before you click.
Think
Ganun pa rin
before
ba?
you click. Yun
Opo.
po yun.
Sige
Pag
po.
hindi nyo in-avail, hindi nyo in-applyan, never nyo i-click. Pag hindi familiar sa'yo, pag number lang, delete nyo na lang kaagad. Pero na lang kung tinatago nyo yung number, tapos baka may ibang kuwan.
ibang
Lalo na
nagte-text.
kung mga ex ninyo.
Sige po.
Pangalangan nyo na lang ng iba na familiar sa inyo. Joke lang po.
Next.
Ayan, good
Pangalan,
morning po, sir.
scammer. Next po.
Nicholas Morales po from Radio San Siro Coronel. My question is, there is a hacker who is alleged to have accessed the Ego.ph database and sealing this data. What is your statement on this?
Nakikita natin sa Facebook, sir, Ego data, kasabay ito ng GCash na issue. Na-hack
Ayan, sa
daw.
Ego.ph.
Opo.
Yeah, as
Ego.
per investigation naman kasi ng NCERT, walang unusual activities na nangyari doon sa server namin,
Okay.
sa database, and isolated naman yung database sa public internet access natin. Baga, talagang naka-focus yun. Baga, tawag namin din committed. Baga, yung internet lang na yun. Hindi siya na-access ng public. Yung including yung injection ng attack sa mga cross-site scripting sa mga attack, access to servers na is naman through network na restricted din. Hindi siya walang basta-basta. And
Walang basta-basta makakapasok,
yeah.
sir.
The DICT through the National Computer Emergency Response to the NCERT team and the EGOP development team reports that report naman ng EGOP PS app natin na remains secure and that knowledge data exploitation or act of is a hoax pagka blapping o ano para
fake.
may malicious intent na
Yes.
ginawa yung ganon. Pero as per NCERT, wala pong nangyaring ganon na data breach.
So, assured ang
Assured
publiko,
ang,
sir.
ang public na yung gumagamit ng Ego.ph natin is secured. Wala pong data breach na nangyari o infiltration sa system natin.
So,
Safe po lahat yun.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you po,
Finload lang yun, sir, yung issue na may
Yeah,
hacking
na-float
daw.
lang para malicious
Sinabayan yung
intent.
GCash.
Baga, sinabayan yung GCash.
Sige.
May ganun naman kasi yung mga hacker din. Baga, pwedeng, yun na nga, malicious intent.
Sige po.
Thank you po.
Next question.
Good morning, sir. Von Valdivieso from 102.9 Radyo Sensero Coronadal. What is your department's response to the mounting numbers of hacking incident in the country?
Connected pa rin, sir. Hacking incidents in the country.
Connected pa rin sa connected sa connectivity. Internet pa rin, di ba?
Sige.
So, the more na aware tayo, more knowledgeable and informed on how to use knowledge sa yung gadget, either yung cellphone natin, desktop, then papasok sa'yo ng internet. Baga, marami sa ating Pilipinos, sa atin, reliant na tayo. Baga, we rely on internet. Ang opisina sees a greater need to protect our cyberspace. That is why we have updated our cybersecurity blueprint with the National Cybersecurity Plan for 2023-2028. Officially established by the Executive Order number 58, series of 2024, signed by the President of the Republic of the Philippines, President Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr. po. And further, we are aggressive with our cyber hygiene and information dissemination activities to constantly remind the public on ways on how to stay safe in navigating the cyberspace. We will be working hand in hand and constantly upgrading our cyber defenses and keeping a watchful eye on the threats and vulnerabilities that might exploit by the cyber criminals or cyber hackers. Yan lang po.
Ang ito sir, yung mga hacker talaga naghahanap na talaga ng tiyempo na take advantage, di ba?
Pag hindi ka aware kung ano yung ginagawa mo sa gadget mo o sa internet, dapat alamin natin, more vigilant. Pwede po kayong lumapit sa opisina namin, sa provincial offices natin. Nakakandak po tayo ng cybersecurity orientation awareness. And idagdag ko lang po.
Sige, sir.
Partner po natin dito si Philippine National Police, RACO. Regional Anti-Crime
Cybercrime Unit.
Yeah. Opo. Bali, sila po yung kasabay natin na nakakandak ng orientation kasi sila pa yung humahawak mismo ng mga cases na ganito.
Yes.
Yung mayroong identity thief, yung Facebook page na nahahack, ginagamit yung picture ng iba. So, we are working with them. The ICT is working hand in hand with them to conduct this cyber security orientation and awareness. Yan po. And we are planning to reach more on the remote areas kasi doon po yung
usually
na nangyayari yung mga incidents po.
Sir, anong process nito, sir? For example, ako ay nahack. Saan ako pupunta? Diretso ba ako DICT or sa PNP RACO?
Pwede naman po kayong kung may nearby na DICT offices, pwede kayong i-assist ng DICT, pero trabaho po yun ng enforcement. Pag sa law, enforcement is PNP or NBI. Doon po tayo didiretso. And DICT personnel sa provincial can help you po para sa PNP naman.
Sige po. Next question po tayo. We have ilang questions pa remaining? 4 questions. Sige, maaga pa.
Good morning, Nico Solano from NTPC Radio Vita.
Good morning po.
Yes po, my question is regarding sa mga cybercrime sa ating area. Ano po yung action taken ng DICT sa mga kaso ng identity theft? Lalong-lalo na ipinatupad na ang SIM registration sa bansa.
Yeah, SIM registration.
SIM registration na. Yeah, parang maalala ko yan. After nung COVID, nagkakakuan tayo.
Nag-iikot
tayo
sa mga remote areas pa talaga.
Anyway po, yung SIM Registration Act is pabor po yun sa mga sa atin na sumusunod sa batas.
Yes.
Baga compliant. And hindi natin control kasi yung mga cyber hacker. Kaya nga tawag sa kanila hacker eh.
Yeah.
Sa mga cyber criminals baga. Ito na lang po. Bali, advice namin sa mga SIM pack users, pag buyer, na kung pwede, bumili kayo sa department store, sa telcos, either Globe, Smart, sa dito ba, and do not entertain yung mga nasa labas. Yung
nasa
mga,
labas.
Sa labas
may libreng junk food.
Libreng junk food o libreng
libreng casing.
Baga, the department has received reports on these identity theft incidents naman eh. Para emanating from SIM registration. Done to certain individuals going around buying registered SIM cards. We highly discourage individuals from being involved in these kind of activities. So, the NTC also directs the telcos to text blast messages reminding mobile subscribers. Be cautious about unknown numbers, offering rewards, ask them to provide, lalo na hinihingi yung personal information mo na hindi mo naman in-applyan,
OTP.
hindi mo naman in-avail,
Yeah.
pag pumasok sa cellphone nyo, delete nyo na.
Yeah.
Pag pumasok sa email nyo na hindi nyo naman in-avail, huwag nyo nang i-click.
Tag as spam.
Tag as spam o delete nyo na kaagad.
Yes.
Ganun lang naman yun. Baga,
Mm.
simple logic lang po. Pag hindi nyo in-avail, hindi nyo naman in-applyan, pag pumasok yan, delete nyo na lang kaagad para walang magiging problema po. Yan
Nanalo
po
ka
yung trabaho ng scammer.
Nanalo
Pag
ka
oras
ng
ni
5,000 pesos.
5,000 pesos. Actually, ma-share ko lang, last week may kaibigan tayo na biktima niyan eh.
Oh, okay.
Identity thief.
Hmm.
So, malapit na Christmas time na kasi.
Yes.
So, naghahanap sila na pandagdag siguro. Anyway, joke lang po. Pero totoo yun. Balik, kailangan natin maging vigilant.
Yeah.
And more
Vigilance
aware.
is the key.
Opo.
Sige po. Next question po tayo. Oy.
Good morning, RD. No? Si Mark Pagsi sa Top Gun Radio, sir. Sir, ang tanong ko po, paano po nag-prepare yung DICT natin sa incoming election?
Yun. Anong role ng DICT, sir? Involved pala tayo sa elections.
O ano, involved pala kami. Hindi, joke.
Sige, sir.
The scope of our role under the automated election system naman, the ICT sits as the advisory council of the COMELEC. It is a multi-sectoral board composed of representatives from various government agencies, the private sector, the academe. Part of the preparation natin is for the upcoming election is the issue 1 ng PNPKI digital signature. We have been coordinating with the DepEd. We will be serving as the Board of Election Inspector, the Board of Canvasser for the digital signing of election results.
So, yung election results natin, sir, is digitally signed na.
Yes, digitally
So,
signed.
yun yung
as per
gagamitin.
directives
So,
nila.
PNPKI. Sige po, sir. Tuloy po.
Also, we are providing data center colocation services that can accommodate all the servers naman. Yung storage niya, the networks and other related equipment and other peripherals. Further, the ICT, the department, and its attached agencies will be brokering a memoranda with the COMELEC and other agencies for manning the 110 technical locations, coordinating with public telecommunication entities and implementing information campaigns for the vulnerable sectors. As of last month, I think my directives now we will be providing technical person for the provincial COMELEC offices, at least 2.
So, sa provincial COMELEC offices ay present po ang DICT personnel. Sir, during our previous kapihan with the Commission on Elections, na-mention po nila na they will be providing Starlinks doon sa mga precincts for faster or easier na transmission ng results. May role po ba yung DICT dito or paano po yung process nito, sir?
Pertaining sa upcoming election, I think COMELEC has the budget for that purpose.
Wow.
Pagpo-provide sila ng Starlink for the connectivity in transmitting yung mga result. And with the presence ng DICT sa provincial precinct naman, we can provide technical assistance. And other telco, I think, will have hand on this. I think tutulong din sila.
Tutulong din sila para mas faster yung
para mas mabilis yung transmission. Oo. Baga may redundant tayo ng bandwidth.
May mga backup tayo na
may backup, yes,
sir.
opo, magkaroon ng backup.
Baka pwede hingiin natin sa mga telcos yung mga units after ng elections, mabigay natin sa mga schools or sa ibang government offices. Sige, next question
Baka pwede
tayo.
po.
Sige, sir. Next question po.
Yes, good morning po. Krista De Leomos from 107.3 Radyo Latigo FM. So, ang question po sir, good morning po. What can DICT do to regulate fake news and content and deepfakes circulating, especially po upcoming na po ang 2025 elections? Do we need legislation at this point of time?
Deepfake. Malalim na fake.
Sige po.
I think that falls under the CICC, Cybersecurity Investigation Coordination Council. Fake news content or the deepfakes should be detected and removed. It is submitted that COMELEC Resolution number 11064 prohibiting the misuse of social media, AI, and the internet. At least for the purpose of election, it should be adequate. if mapandingan lang po si ICC, yan yung isang concern.
Yes po.
And for other relevant agencies, ma-address po natin to. We need to strengthen po yung CICC natin. Yun po.
So, monitoring lang
monitoring
talaga.
po.
Alam mo naman na deepfake ito, mahalata mo naman di ba?
Oo naman.
Yung mga bunganga hindi sabay sa
with the emergence ng AI, wala nang imposible, di ba?
Yeah.
Mga kwento ko lang, come across ko yun sa TikTok.
Yes.
Yung during yung sa yung hearing natin ng Quadcom.
Yeah.
Magkatabi si PPRD and si Dilima. Hindi ko expected
akala mo
na pwede
totoo?
pala yung gano'n, na pwede mo silang
Oo.
pag na setup. Kaya, kailangan natin maging cautious, be aware. Dapat, we should be cautious, vigilant, and dapat aware tayo. We should equip ourselves with the knowledge naman. Kailangan talaga yon.
Sige po. Last question, meron pa yata tayo? Sige po.
Good morning, RT. Nika Pama from TXAG 92.5 FM, Radyo Rapido Coronadal. My question is, does the DICT family have the tools to the effective monitoring of fake content being spread in cyberspace? And has it issued a governance framework for government agencies to follow?
Yeah.
Mayroon
pa tayo sinusunod, sir, na dapat lahat ng government agencies.
That will pour again under the CICC.
Yeah.
CICC has limited capacity to monitor deepfake content. But given the proper resources, it can fulfill the relevant monitoring task naman. As part of its capacity building, CICC has launched a joint AI research initiative. Kasi yan po yung nagkakaroon ng deepfake dahil sa AI. So, CICC have joint with the De La Salle State University, the St. Benilde, and the National University of Singapore. That is to mitigate yung deepfake. CICC facilitated yung creation ng monitoring group composed of DTI, the PNP, and the COMELEC. Yun din, we're advising the public to remain vigilant in sharing content online and verify statements from politicians and personalities on their official accounts.
Sige.
Yun lang po.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Sir, balikan lang natin before we wrap up po. How important it is, sir, na sa tao ngayon or sa mga kabataan ngayon to be digital literate or mas maalam sa digital world? Every citizen naman, lalo na sa estudyante, because we should start them at young age, yung information, yung dissemination sa kanila. Kasi as of now, mas mahal, baga sa atin, cellphone natin, pagdating sa anak natin, mas mahal pa, di ba, sa kanila. Yes.
Baga, minsan, mas maalam pa sila kumpara sa atin.
Alam pa nila yung mga apps.
Mga apps, kumpara sa atin. So, with the advent, emerging ng technologies, we have to adapt natin yun eh.
Yes.
So, the ICT has been conducting internet literacy training for that purpose. And other than that, may mga focals tayo and we can ask the PNP, the NBI for collaboration to intensify yung cyber security natin and orientation awareness. Yan yung kailangan natin para mabawasan natin yung cyber hacking, identity thief. Need mo lang talaga maging aware, maging vigilant, and educate yourself, equip yourself with knowledge. Alamin mo yung technology, alamin mo yung paano gagawin, and the most of all, alamin mo paano ka maging secure. Pag hawak mo yung gadget, kung pwede, alamin mo yung security features niya. Ako, ginagamit ko. Enable ko yung two-factor authentication
Yes.
Lalo na sa fingerprint. Baga, each of us, distinct tayo, unique tayo sa lahat ng fingerprint natin, yung sa thumb mark.
Kung pwede, facial recognition pa.
Facial recognition, pero pag facial kasi minsan, baka pwede.
Ibang yung pag-picture mo.
Baka gayahin nila yung sa Mission Impossible, di ba?
Yeah,
so anyway, kuha lang po. Overall, need lang natin maging vigilant for this purpose po. To be cyber security, cyber safe, need natin equip yung sarili natin to. We should have the knowledge and more information para makuha natin yun. Para maging cyber safe po tayo.
Sige po. Thank you very much. Sir, to wrap things up, ang inyong mensahe na lang po para sa ating mga kababayan dito sa Soc-Surgen region and mga nakikinig din po doon sa mainland BARM na covered po ng inyong area?
Again, I would like to thank you, the Philippine Information Agency, the staffs, and the ICT team. Sa mga media partners natin, salamat sa pagdating, and sa the ICT focal persons, the provincial officers. To all the Soc-Surgen area, include po yung Lanao sa Maguindanao, please visit po yung mga provincial offices natin. Okay. We have our presence in the South Cotabato Province, Sarangani, North Cot, Sultan Kudarat, the Lanao del Sur, Maguindanao. With all these projects that we have, we give credit to the provincial officers because sila yung frontliner sila yung nagdi-deliver And yung provincial officers, yung staffs nila, sila po yung frontliner natin na nagbibigay pinapaabot yung mga services natin sa kanila. So, sa mga kababayan natin sa Soc-Surgen and Lama, please feel free po to visit our provincial offices so that yung services natin, yung mga programs is maka-avail po kayo. Open po yung opisina natin 24/7. Nasabi kong 24/7, lalo sa e-governance team namin sa e-gov. Yung technical assistance nila, data build-up, 24/7 po yan silang nagmumonitor doon. Online. Sabaga, kahit na Sabado, Linggo, kahit na gabi, pag may problema si LGU o si BPLO, tinitext nila yan. And also with the team. Also, I would like to acknowledge din po yung team natin. With the presence po ng division regional chief natin, Engineer Gilbert Semene, the regional division chief of Technical Operation Division, the provincial officer of North Cotabato, Engineer Mohadijin Matanog, and his staff, Sultan Kudarat, Engineer Alabon Makarimbang, Balabagan, to Engineer Damian, the provincial officer of Sarangani. Of course, ang host ng province, nandun sa yung pinaka-pogi, si Engineer John Sinay. Engineer Amal Sali Asum, yan po yung nasa Lanao del Sur, provincial officer natin. And sa Cotabato City, Maguindanao, is si Engineer Manan Butungkay. With that po, maraming salamat. And hopefully, mayroon po kayong nakuha sa amin na during this 1 hour na pagsama-sama natin on the air. As message po, as we forge ahead in the transformative journey, we are not just building infrastructure or launching programs. We are shaping a resilient and forward-looking future that connects, empower, and protects every Filipino from expanding high-speed connectivity in the underserved areas, improving the e-governance to safeguarding our digital spaces. These steps are paving the way for a thriving digital nation. Our vision and goals goes beyond infrastructure. It is also about future-proofing our workforce, equipping them with digital skills, agility to excel in a rapidly evolving global landscape. We invite every Filipino to get involved and take advantage of the ICT services and programs in the region. Together, let's create a digitally empowered nation dahil ang bayang digital, ang bagong Pilipinas ay handa pong tumulong sa inyo. Maraming salamat po.
Ating pong palakpakan, DICT Regional Director, Engineer Ibrahim Giapar Jr. Maraming pong salamat, sir.
Maraming salamat din po ulit sa inyo.
Sige po. Sa ngalan ni Presidential Communications Office Secretary Cesar Chavez, Philippine Information Agency Director General Catherine Chloe Di Castro, at PIA 12 Regional Director Frian Abquilan, ako si Oliver Rivera. Hanggang sa susunod na Kapihan sa Bagong Pilipinas.
Ito ang Kapihan sa Bagong Pilipinas.